You are listening to audio from the Decidedly podcast. This episode is a highlight clip from this week's full episode. To listen in on the complete conversation, see the show notes for the link to the complete show. You can help us out by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate every bit of your support. I'm Morgan McKittrick, your producer, and this is Decidedly.
But you've really got to understand today who you are, what is your delivery. It's like you get, and this is where ChatGPT and all these kind of AI things come in that is bad. People are writing too much of their marketing based off of AI. And AI is very vanilla. And it's going to give you this very generic, very pretty, very articulate, and it's going to come up with words that you can't even say, let alone spell. You're going to send that out as your marketing material, and then that's what your new person, your new attendee is going to expect. And when you can't deliver what AI has generated, you now become a liar. And no one wants to do business with a fraud. So I put out, like I posted on Instagram the other day, something about, hey, good news, if you're reading this, you're not dead yet. Yeah. And I had put rather than you are not dead. And most people were like, that's a good point. Yeah, I've got to you're right. It's for living. I'm going to do this. I had a couple of people going, you can't spell. You don't know how to do grammar. Like, screw you. The point's still there. So I spell it wrong. Gives a shit. And I will send out, my wife jokingly says, I think I would be fined if I used too much punctuation, because I will literally write an email or write something and then push send, and it will just go out. There'll be no punctuation in it. But people will know it comes from a real person. In fact, funny enough, my wife is actually technologically retarded, I think is the appropriate word. But she actually got my son to set up Grammarly on my email. So it highlights all of my... Yeah, she did that. She got him to do it.
Grammarly's awesome. In our company, we have 2 words that are banned, and neither one of them are cuss words, but Grammarly will not let you send out any email, any document with either of these words. Sean told me when I first started, he said, you don't ever want to make it sound like you're going to take somebody's money, so just stop saying that word. And then I'm just following up. I'm just going to move this over here. I'm just going to do this. I said, that minimizes what you say. The banned words, they're cuss words, they're 4-letter words, get them out of your vocabulary, boom. And Grammarly is awesome. If you don't have Grammarly,
I like that.
I'll tell you a little story. I owned for anyone that knows me and anyone that doesn't, here you go. I ran a very successful concierge firm for about 25 years, 2 billionaires. And it was incredibly successful, Forbes, all of that shit. You know that story. And about 8 years ago, we were getting busier and busier and busier.
Yeah.
And I didn't like doing emails because I would get up on a Monday and there'd be like this major event or some brilliant experience. And I would just put an email together going, hey, I'm going to the Oscars. Who wants to come? 4 tickets available. Or I'm going to this private party. And those are examples. But I would put that out there and they would sell out really, really quickly, And then someone said, your emails, you've got a good reputation, you've got good credibility, but your emails are a little bit sucky and a bit too direct. So what I did was I took on this company, and this company would design this brilliant newsletter, and there would be the most amazing pictures, and there would be this verbiage in there that would transport you into the environment. And I loved them. I was absolutely intoxicated by these emails of my company through this agency. So I took the agency on. And over the next 6 months, every week there would be one of these emails that went out. And every week I'd be like, look at that picture. Look at that copy. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. And I would look at the stats of unsubscribes, opens, and business generated from these go down. And at the end of the 6 months, I contacted them and I said, look, we got to end. And they were like, what is the problem? What don't you like about it? What isn't working? I said, I don't know. I think they're bloody awesome. I absolutely love them. But my stats and my team are showing me that we're losing people. We're losing traction. I'm going to pause it and let us converse in 3 months' time. So we paused him. Next week, got to put an email out on a Tuesday. I wake up on a Monday and like, shit, I got to put an email. And I sent out this email, and I can't remember what it was about, what it was for. I sent it, bad spelling, very little punctuation, no picture, sent the bloody thing out. And this guy, I'll never forget this. This client responded to the email, pushed reply, and all he said was, welcome back.
Nice.
And that was my big lesson that taught me, as inarticulate, as rough around the edges, if you're you, you're you. That's authenticity. Authenticity is someone else being able to make a decision about you based on the clarity of message, persona, and delivery of you. When you confuse them, no one confused will ever give you that credit card. And if you lie to them by using ChatGPT, AI, or any other tool to over-articulate and over-deliver yourself, you become a fraud. And again, you won't get business.
Thanks for making the great decision to listen in to this week's episode highlight. If you want more of what you just heard, see the show notes for the full episode. As always, for the latest decision-making tips, find us on decidedlypodcast.com or on Instagram @decidedlypodcast. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter from the link in the show notes. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review as well. We read all of your comments, so if you learned some decision-making tips today, let us know. Until next time, this is Decidedly. Insights, advice, and comments provided by Sean Smith, Sanger Smith, and speakers identified as part of the Decidedly podcast should not be considered recommendations. Speakers not identified as members of Decidedly are expressing their opinion, and their statements should not be construed as reflecting the views of the Decidedly team. This podcast is produced solely for informational purposes, not personalized advice.